there is this judgment on me that I killed my mom because I hated her.
This convicted murderer is getting millions of fans right now, all after she got released from prison over killing her own mother.
Hey everyone, this is Gypsy. I'm finally free.
People are seriously crazy about her.
I love you.
That's cute, that's cute. Good job.
Supporting her as if she's an influencer.
Please, Gypsy, just make some TikToks for us.
Her name is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and she's so well loved right now. She's being featured in multiple documentaries, series, and books, and has grown to 8 million followers.
I'm just happy that she's out of prison and that she's finally free.
So, what could possibly be the reason so many people are rooting for a convicted killer to be enjoying her life here in the outside world?
So we are in Times Square. Look at this. Isn't this epic? Oh my god, I'm so enjoying my time right now.
Has our society gone mad that we're now celebrating a murderer?
I am begging you to start making videos on here, please. I don't know what form of mental illness I have, but it's the one that's deeply invested in your case.
Or is there more to this story?
I don't make excuses. There's no excuse for committing murder.
Nightfall, you need to embrace your heart because the truth will surprise you. This is the insane crime tale of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who spent her entire life with a totally fake illness. But that fake illness was not her choice. Gypsy was only forced by her own mother to pretend and believe she was sick. Because her mother, Claudine, suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which, if you didn't know, is a mental health disorder where a caregiver exaggerates and fakes disorders so they can receive attention and sympathy for taking care of a sick child. And so, right when Gypsy was a baby, her mother, Claudine, would invent fake diseases for her. Leukemia, seizures, asthma, and many more.
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital.
And to support her lies about her own daughter, Claudine even subjected her to multiple medications, procedures, and surgery her poor young body totally didn't need. Just imagine this for a moment. This sick mother pushed her innocent daughter to be constrained on a wheelchair, to insert a feeding tube into her stomach, to breathe through an oxygen tank, to pull out her teeth when they rotted, and to top it all, shave her head to look even more sick. Let me remind you guys, none of these were ever needed. Gypsy was a completely healthy child, only made disabled by her own parent. And worst part was, Claudine was so good at appearing like a charming, devoted single mother that no one suspected her. She had some nurse training, so she was good at describing the fake symptoms, even giving Gypsy certain drugs to produce certain conditions. And when they visited doctors, Claudine would fool them, saying her daughter's medical records were lost. And if any doctor questioned her claims, she would just easily switch to a new physician. Now, you must be asking, where was Gypsy's father during all of this? And why didn't Gypsy just speak up about her real situation? Well, even her own father was fooled, as Claudine moved Gypsy far away from him so he couldn't access his child. And poor Gypsy, she was helpless, a hostage, stuck in a secret prison.
I feared more than anything that if I ran away, that things would be worse for me at home.
Because whenever they met a doctor, Claudine would not allow her to talk. When they were out in public and Gypsy spoke, Claudine would squeeze her hand to silence her. The poor girl was not even allowed to go to school. Gypsy was totally conditioned to think that no one would believe her testimony if she ever tried to speak against her mother, all while her mother was enjoying the benefits that came with her daughter's fake illness. Charitable donations, sponsored concerts, a trip to Disney World, and even a new house funded by good hearts who were extremely touched by Gypsy's story. But all of that would soon change when Gypsy started getting older and harder to control, and Claudine's lies got even worse. Now a teenager, Gypsy finally tried to escape by running away with a man she met online in the middle of the night. Except an angry Claudine soon tracked them down. She dragged her daughter back home, smashed her computer and cell phone, and chained Gypsy to the bed for 2 entire weeks.
The hitting was more. The starving was more.
Imagine being in her shoes, suddenly realizing the extent of harm your own mother can do to you. At this point, Gypsy finally realized if she stayed in this prison forever, her mother could slowly end her life. And that finally leads us to June 2015. 23-year-old Gypsy had now found a new online boyfriend, Nicholas Godijan, who knew all about the trauma she suffered from her mother. Desperate to be together and finally escape her prison, Gypsy asked him to do the unthinkable. Go to their house and kill her mother.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she thought it was her only way to be with me.
With a knife in hand, Nicholas entered their home, stabbed Claudine to death, while Gypsy hid in the bathroom and covered her ears in fear.
This is the house where Claudinia Blanchard was found stabbed to death.
There were way more unspeakable things that happened then that I can no longer include here. But as gruesome as that was, you won't believe what Gypsy did next. She posted these horrible messages on Facebook about her mother's death, pretending to be Nicholas.
That bitch is dead.
Deliberately revealing their own crime so police can find her mother's body. Fast forward to their trial, Gypsy admitted her role in everything.
Who talked you into killing your mother?
I did. I talked him into it.
And now Nicholas will forever spend his life in prison, while Gypsy already served 8 years behind bars. Ironically, the most happy and the most free time of her life, where she even got married to her now husband.
We bought tickets to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway.
And like you saw at the beginning, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is now finally living her life on her own terms, learning how to keep up with the times.
Ghosting.
Oh, that means that they never want to talk to you again.
And embracing her newfound confidence in herself.
Hey everyone, so this is my outfit of the day.
Of course, as I say all these things, it's very important for me to make a clear stand that murder will never be okay. The same way that we should all agree what Gypsy suffered was truly horrible. Both of them were victims of their own demons, and they should have gotten the help they needed.
If your mother were here today, what would you tell her, Gypsy?
I would tell her that I'm sorry and I forgive her. She was not a monster. She was just a sick woman.
But Nightfam, whether you see Gypsy as heroine who dared to fight back and reclaim her life, or you still see her as a killer who should never be forgiven, I hope this case reminded you of one important thing. Appreciate your precious freedom, because as this very twisted story just showed us, there are troubled people out there in the world who would literally kill just to get a taste of freedom.